Welcome everyone, those who are just joining us. I hope you guys actually worked out the answers for the multiple choice items so that we can actually go through, right? So I am going to read each question and then give you about 10 or 15 seconds and you type in the letter of the answer. So ensure that you have the questions in front of you. Or if you're bright enough, you can listen to what I'm reading and then you send in your answer via text, right? Yes, Stinger VVS. I'm going to save the live and I'm going to also post it on YouTube as well, because all of the lives that we've done, they're on my YouTube channel, Social Studies Wiz, one word, Social Studies Wiz Suarez on YouTube. So go over and subscribe to my channel, watch the videos, like, comment, share with your friends, and also you can post questions in the comment section and I will answer them whenever I see them, right? So because of the recent update that CSEC gave, that you guys are going to do a paper one and it will work with your SBA for your overall grade. So I'm going to periodically work out some multiple choice items. So this is one of 60 questions. I've asked persons to email me multiple choice items that they have. Not even one single soul sent me an email. I'm not understanding now, but I have a few. So let's see how much we can actually exhaust, right? Alright, hi Amanda, good afternoon. Big up yourself, Patsy, one boy. Alright, sir. Toyana, Chels. Yes. Ready? What time is it? It's almost 4:05. So, 2 more minutes and then we'll be ready. I hope you guys have been reading, studying, practicing, right, for the exam. Because of this COVID-19 disease, we're kind of uncertain because we don't know. We have absolutely no idea what the future holds, but we are actually hoping for the best. We're hoping that this too will pass and pass quickly so we can actually return to regular programming, right? Remember to wash your hands, refrain from touching your face, and stay indoors. I Empress Official. Big up yourself, Pine Royalty. Stay indoors. Alright? Let's see. Are you ready? Ready now? Alright. Drink the water. Let's see if we can get this done in about half an hour. Ready? What's happening to my voice? Yeah. Ready now. Alright, so let's go. Question 1 says, which of the following can lead to conflict among family members? I. Alcoholism of parents. I. Unemployment of the main breadwinners. I. Ability to discuss problems frankly and firmly. Or IV. Favoritism for certain members of the family. So question 1. What is the answer? Text in the answer. Question 1. Which of the following can lead to conflict among family members? Is it alcoholism of parents, unemployment of the main breadwinners, ability to discuss problems frankly and firmly, favoritism for certain members of the family? So the answer is B as in boy. That is alcoholism of parents, unemployment of the main breadwinners, and favoritism for certain members of the family. Oh, I should say this. In multiple choice items, there is one answer that is labeled as a distractor, right? This usually has nothing to do with the question, but it is just there. If you can find the descriptor, especially with difficult items that you might not be sure of, if you can find the descriptor, it will eliminate your answers to 3. So the distractor, sorry, why I keep saying distractor. So the distractor here was ability to discuss problems frankly and firmly. We know that if you do that, then there's not going to be any conflict. So that can't be the answer. So any one of the group of the answers that add in ability to discuss problems frankly and firmly could not be the answer. So like A that had in 3, you know that A would be out, right? C that adding 3 would be out as well, and D that adding 3 would be out. So even if you were not sure of what the answers were, you know that 3, ability to discuss problems frankly and firmly, could not be the answer. So anyone that contained 3, you know it would be incorrect, right? Hi, Miss Johnson. Big up yourself, miss. Alright, let's continue. Question 2 now says, which of the following describes present-day family trends in the Caribbean? I. Increasingly, fathers and mothers are employed outside the home. II. Small families are increasing. Next, single-parent families are common. And 4, the mother's sole occupation is that of housewife. So what is the answer for question 2? Answer for question 2. Remember, if you're not sure, find the distractor and then you will find the answer. Alright. So, Smithy Boo, you are correct. A is the answer. That is, increasingly fathers and mothers are unemployed outside the home. Small families are increasing and single parent families are common. So the distractor was 4. The mother's sole occupation is that of housewife. So that was the distractor. So anyone that contained that could not be correct. Alright. Question 3. Guys, I don't understand why you're asking me to repeat the question, you know. Remember, I posted all the questions on my story. And I said you guys were to screenshot it so you could actually have it. I don't know if you don't have it in front of you. Alright, I'm going to read slower so that you guys can hear. Right? Sorry. Question 3 says, I am the man who wears the pants in this house. What I say goes. The authority situation in this house can be described as A. Matriarchal, B. Equalitarian, C. Patriarchal, or D. Patrilineal. What's the answer for question 3? Yes, Keelia, that is correct. The answer is C. Patriarchal. Okay, great. Yeah, Toyana, you are correct as well. Yes, Smithy, you are correct as well. So the answer is C, as in cat. Alright, next, number 4 says, the husband's role in marriage includes 1. Taking care of members of the family. 2. Choosing his wife's friends. 3. Providing income for the household. Or 4. The sexual satisfaction of his wife. So what's the husband's role in the marriage? What's the answer? Yes, Keelia, B as in boy. So the husband's main roles are taking care of members of the family, providing income for the household, and the sexual satisfaction of his wife. So he has nothing to do with his wife's friends. So the answer is B as in boy for number 4. Great. Number 5 now says, in some societies, individuals can choose their partners for marriage only from within the same group, sect, or tribe. This is referred to as... What is that referred to as? What's the answer for question 5? This is referred to as... Still waiting. This is referred to as... Is it A, neolocal, B, endogamy, C, equalitarian, or D, exogamy? What's the answer? What's the answer? For question 5. Let me repeat. In some societies, individuals can choose their partners for marriage only from within the same group, sect, or tribe. This is referred to as... That's the answer. For question 5, is it referred to as neolocal, endogamy, equalitarian, or exogamy? So the answer for question 5 is B as in boy, endogamy. Very good, Patsy, one boy. Alright, question 6 now says Millicent Greaves formed a political party to contest a general election. If successful, she may hold any of the following positions except A. Prime Minister, B. Head of Cabinet, C. Head of State, or D. Parliamentary Secretary. What's the answer for question 6? If her party wins the election, what would she? She can hold all the positions except one. What position can she hold? Is it of Prime Minister, Head of Cabinet, Head of State, or Parliamentary Secretary? No, Smitty. That's not correct. If her party wins, then definitely she can be Prime Minister. So A is not the answer. A is not the answer. A is definitely not the answer. Yes, Miss Johnson, me eat my dinner already. Is what? I sound hungry? Oh, God. Miss Johnson, I hope you not say I sound like I'm hungry, you know. Because I actually have already ate. So I'm supposed to sound vibesy and sound like my belly full. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to say I'm belly full. Yes, my belly is full. Keelia, the answer is not D. Yeah, she can become the parliamentary secretary. But there's one that she can't hold. There's one position that she can't hold. B, of course, she can be the head of cabinet. Remember that Prime Minister is the head of cabinet. So that's also incorrect. So only one answer is left. So Amanda, you are not correct either. Only one answer is left, which is the head of state. Remember that the head of state is a governor general and he represents the queen. So the head of state is not a political appointment. Right, so C is the correct answer. Please note that. Alright, let's move on to question 7. Question 7 says, the head of state can perform all of the following functions except appoint the leader of the political party A, B, appoint the leader of the opposition, C, appoint ministers of government, or D, appoint the prime minister. So what function can't the head of state carry out? Tell me, what function can't the head of state carry out? Can he carry out? Can't he carry out the appointment of the leader of a political party, the leader of the opposition, ministers of government, or the prime minister? Which one of these can't he not? Yes, he can appoint the leader of the opposition. No, B is not correct. B is not correct. Try again. He can appoint the leader of the opposition. Because remember, it's the losing party that forms the opposition. So yes, he can. So the answer is not B. You guys have to roll in those answers very quickly. It's almost 20 minutes and we're at 7 and we're going to 60. Right? D. Really? No Boss Girl and Patsy One Boy and Queen Nuts. The head of state appoints the prime minister. We said that numerous times. He appoints the prime minister, even though we know that the leader of the winning party will become the prime minister, but the head of state appoints it. But it's mainly ceremonial. No, it's not C either. He appoints the ministers of government. Of course, if he not sign it, they can't become ministers. But he signs it, but it's mainly ceremonial. But there's one figure that he cannot appoint among this list. Alright, let me name the list again. A. Leader of a political party. B. Leader of the opposition. C. Ministers of government. Or D. Prime Minister. A. Very good, unstoppable. So he cannot appoint the leader of a political party. Political parties select their own leaders. Very good, unstoppable. Empress Official and Patsy One Boy. Very good. We have to move with a little bit more urgency because remember we only have 1 hour for the live, right? That is why I gave the questions before so you guys could have gone through them, so you just send in the answers rapidly, right? It says Manuel Foster has filed a petition for divorce from his wife, Mona. This would be heard in A. An appeal court, B. A magistrate's court, C. The civil section of a high court, or D. The criminal section of a high court. So the answer is, what's the answer? What court would the divorce petition be heard in? B. No, it's not a magistrate's court. No, it's not B. It's not a magistrate's court. So apparently you guys need to do some more reading on how the courts actually work, you know. So the answer is C. Yes, unstoppable. The answer is C. The civil section of a high court. Because a divorce is a civil case. It's not a criminal case that would be heard in the magistrate's court. Understand? Right. So question 9 says, yes, it's C. No, it's not the Court of Appeal. It's the civil section of a high court, or another name for the high court is the Supreme Court. Question 9 says, the Attorney General was able to get a drug offences bill assented to by the head of state, which procedure was followed? A. First reading, committee stage, second reading, or final reading. B says committee stage, first reading, second reading, final reading. C says first reading, second reading, committee stage, final reading. D says first reading, second reading, final reading, and then to the committee stage. So what's the answer for question 9? So Empress Official, yes, the answer for question 9 is C. First reading, second reading, then to the committee stage, then to the final reading. So that's the answer for number 9. Number 10 now. Carl Regiment was charged for manslaughter. The verdict would be decided by A. A magistrate, B. An attorney at law, C. A judge, or D. A jury. So answer for question 10, Carl Regiment was charged for manslaughter. Who would decide the verdict? Is it the magistrate, attorney at law, a judge, or D. A jury? Who decides his fate? For question 10, who decides his fate? So the person who would decide his fate is D, very good, Sharmila. A jury. Very good. Yes, Patsy one boy, very good, a jury. So question 11. Yes, Empress official, you're right. So question 11. A high court judge is appointed in most Caribbean countries by A, the Prime Minister, B, Judicial and Legal Commission, C, Leader of the Opposition, or D, a President. Who appoints the High Court judge? Who appoints the High Court judge? Is it Prime Minister, or B, Judicial and Legal Commission, C, Leader of the Opposition, or D, a President? Guys, you need to send in your answer faster. We are almost half an hour in, and we're just at number 11. We're just at number 11. So this sounds like persons are Googling the answers. You should have worked them out a long time so that we can move faster. Alright, so the answer for number 11 is B as in boy, a Judicial and Legal Commission. Right? Remember that we're working with time. Good. Number 12 says, which of the following is not a function of the judiciary? Is it A, imposing penalties on wrongdoers, B, interpreting the Constitution and other laws, C, appointing legal officers of state, or D, settling disputes among individuals? So number 12, which of the following is not a function of the judiciary? A, imposing penalties on wrongdoers, B, interpreting the Constitution and other laws, or C, appointing legal officers of state, or D, settling disputes among individuals? So which is not a function of the judiciary? Alright? C, appointing legal officers of state. So Kelia, you are correct. So the answer for number 12 is C as in cat. Yes, Empress official, C. Alright, let's move on to question 13, which says, which of the following is not a function of the executive? Is it A, making ministerial appointments, B, discussing content of draft bills, C, day-to-day administration of the country, or D, making policy statements for government? Alright? So the answer for question 13 is... No, the answer is not B, discussing content of draft bills. Remember that the executive is the cabinet, that sets policy. So if they're setting a policy, they might need to draft a bill for that policy to be constitutional. So it's a draft, so they can introduce a bill, so they actually can do that. So what they don't do is it's not C, Omar. Because day-to-day administration of the country, that's the main role of the executive. That's the main role of the executive. So the answer for question 13 is A. The executive doesn't make ministerial appointments. Only the Prime Minister does that. Understand? Very good. Question 14 now says, for a bill to become law, it must be signed by A, President of the Senate, B, Head of Cabinet, C, Head of State, or D, Leader of the Opposition. So the person who signs a bill into law is A, President of the Senate, B, Head of Cabinet, C, Head of State, D, Leader of the Opposition. The person who signs it into law is not the Leader of the Opposition. That's impossible. The person who signs it into law is the Head of State. That's who signs all law into law. That's the Governor General. Right, so that is C. So very good, Empress official. Number 15 says, sittings in the lower court are presided over by A, a judge, B, magistrate and jury, C, magistrate, or D, appeal court judge. So lower courts deal with not so serious offenses. Right? Number 15. Sittings in the lower court are presided over by A, a judge, B, a magistrate and jury, C, a magistrate, or D, appeal court judge. So the person who presides over cases in lower courts is the magistrate. Right? So the answer for question 15 is C. Right? Question 16 now. The person who conducts the affairs of the House of Representatives when in session is called A. Clerk of the House, B. A whip, C. The ombudsman, or D. The Speaker. Person who conducts the affairs of the House of Representatives when in session is called D. The Speaker. So the answer for question 16 is D. The Speaker. Good. Question 17 now. The term crude death rate is used to describe the number of deaths in 1 year. A. Per 1,000 of the population. B. Per 1,000 of the male population. C. Per 1,000 of the female population. Or D. Per 1,000 of babies born. So this one is pretty easy. So the term crude death rate refers to A. Per 1,000 of the population. B. Per 1,000 of the male population. C. Per 1,000 of the female population. Or D. Per 1,000 of babies born. So the answer for question 17 is A. So very good, Empress Official and Kelia. Very good. So question 18 now. Which of the following do not contribute to agricultural development? 1. Insufficient canning and refrigeration facilities. 2. Difficulty in obtaining loans. 3. Attractive salaries in agriculture. Or 4. Delay in produce reaching the market. What does not contribute to agricultural development? What doesn't contribute? The answer is D as in dog. That is insufficient canning and refrigeration facilities. That has nothing to do with agriculture, right? Or has little to do with agriculture. Agricultural production, I should say. 2, difficulty in obtaining loans. Little to do with agricultural production. Or 4, delay in produce reaching the market. Little to do with agricultural production, right? Good. Because if there's a delay in reaching the market, the goods would have already been produced. So the answer is D as in dog for number 18. Yes, Toyana, D as in dog. Number 19 now. Which of the following would most likely lead to conflict among political parties? 1. Agreement as to what are the main problems facing the country. 2. Similarity of measures to solve the problems facing the country. 3. Open confrontation among supporters of rival parties. Or 4. TV debate by leaders of the various parties. So which combination of those would most likely lead to conflict among political parties? Which combination? So the combination that would likely lead to conflict in political parties is open confrontation among supporters of rival parties and TV debate by leaders of various parties. So the answer for question 19 is B as in boy. Question 20 now. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you go catch real hell. With no education in your head, you better off dead. The above statement seems to imply that the speaker is A. Stressing the importance of a proper education. B. Stating that too many children do not go to school. C. Warning that children are not serious about being educated. Or D. Fed up with the overall behavior of children. So the answer for number 20 is not B. The answer for number 19 is B as in boy. So the answer for question 20 is A. So the writer is stressing the importance of a proper education. Right, Tayana? The writer is stressing the importance of a proper education. Number 21. Because of the time, we're moving fast. Number 21. In which of the following countries was the People's Revolutionary Government the executive? Which country was the People's Revolutionary Government was the executive? That country was C. Grenada. That's the country that political party was in. Grenada. 22 says, Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions, Credit Conference of Churches, Credit Caribbean Community, Caribbean Congress of Labor. All the above organizations represent A. Informal groups of individuals, B. Formal groups of individuals, C. Informal groups of organizations, or D. Formal groups of organizations. The following cluster represents what? The answer is D as in dog, formal groups of organizations. Number 23. In which of the following regions would you expect to find the highest proportions of school-age children? 1. North America. 2. Latin America. 3. Asia. 4. Europe and Russia. So in which of the following regions would you expect to find the highest proportions of school-age children? Alright. So this one is easy. So we know that the Asian continent has the highest amount of people, or the most people are in Asia. So once it has 3, we know that there's a chance that it might be correct. So the answer is C. So the highest amount of school-age children can be found in Latin America and Asia. Great. Number 24. The following table shows the allocation of monies in a country's budget. So $175 million allocated to health, $200 million to national security, $205 million to works, $225 million to agriculture, and $370 million to education. So which of the following statements is most likely to be true? A. There are adequate school places for children. B. Industries would obtain all skilled workers from schools. C. Parliament has to approve expenditure. Or D. The area of health should get more funds. So the answer for this is C. Parliament has to approve expenditure. Good. Number 25 now. Preventative health care can be best achieved by 1. Antenatal care immunization programs, 2. Hospitalization, 3. Surgical operations, or 4. Environmental sanitation. So the answer, the best combination there is 1 and 4. Antenatal care immunization programs and environmental sanitation. Question 26 says, Caribbean governments face the dilemma of revolution of rising expectations. This means that A. The unemployed will rise against the government. B. The government has to provide for people who desire a better standard of living. C. Institutions in the Caribbean want change. Or D. The central governments are threatened by metropolitan governments. The answer for number 26 is B as in boy. The government has to provide for people who desire a better standard of living. Now, question 27. Which of the following countries cannot be classified as developing? A. Belize, B. Ghana, C. Kenya, D. Italy. So the answer for question 27 is D as in dog, Italy. Question 28. Which of the following are objectives of CARICOM? 1. Setting economic policy for member states. 2. Appointing regional ambassadors. 3. Encouraging functional cooperation among member states. Or 4. Coordinating foreign policy. So the answer for question 28 is D. So the objectives of CARICOM include encouraging functional cooperation among member states and coordinating foreign policy. Question 29. The government of a country assists in providing the family with 1. Formal education, 2. Religious training, 3. Housing accommodation, 4. Preventative medical services. So the best combination is C as in cat, which is formal educational opportunities, housing accommodation, and preventative medical services. Right? Number 30. Which of the following groups contain only member states of the OECS? A. Montserrat, St. Vincent, Grenada. B. Guyana, Jamaica, Antigua. C. St. Lucia, Belize, Dominica. D. Trinidad and Tobago, Belize, and the Bahamas. So the answer for number 30 is A. Montserrat, St. Vincent, and Grenada. Number 31. The document that established CARICOM is known as A. Chaguaramas Treaty, B. Georgetown Accord, C. Ocho-Rios Declaration, or D. Nassau Understanding. The document that established CARICOM is called the Chaguaramas Treaty, which is A. Number 32. The organs of CARICOM are committees of A. Technocrats from member states, B. Ministers of CARICOM member states, C. Experts from regional and international bodies, D. Representatives from the University of Guyana and UWI. The answer for number 32 is B as in boy, Ministers of CARICOM member states. Number 33. Amir Company Limited, a soft drink factory, computerized their processing and account system. Several workers lost their jobs as a result. This form of unemployment can be described as A. Casual unemployment, B. Structural unemployment, C. Cyclical unemployment, or D. Technical unemployment. The answer for number 33 is D as in dog, technical unemployment. Number 34. The government under the Associated States Agreement included a cabinet and A. Chief Minister, B. Prime Minister, C. President, or D. Premier. The answer for number 34 is a premier, D as in dog, because once they are member states, it means that they have internal self-government, but they are owned and operated by a mother country, more than likely a European power, right? So they have a premier and not a prime minister or a president. Great. Number 35, addressing a meeting of Labour Congress, the Attorney General stated that amendments to the Industrial Relations Act were to take place. The changes are made by A. Cabinet, B. Cabinet suggesting changes to the Attorney General, C. Parliament approving changes to the laws, or D. Consent of head of state and head of government. The answer for number 35 is C. Parliament approving changes to laws. Number 36. A political party promised change without chaos. This statement describes A. Indoctrination process, B. Propaganda, C. A campaign policy, D. An election slogan. Answer for number 36 is D as in dog. That's an example of an election slogan. Number 37. During Crown Colony government, enfranchisement of some of the people meant 1. Increasing the power of planters, 2. Electing members of the Legislative Council, 3. Less power in the hands of nominated officials, or 4. The working class was represented in the Legislative Council. What is the best combination of answers? The best combination of answers for number 37 is C. That is electing members of the Legislative Council, less power in the hands of nominated officials, and the working class was represented in the legislative. The working class was represented in the Legislative Council. Correct. So that is C as in cat. Number 38 now. Following the breakdown of wage negotiation between the union and the company took a decision to lock out workers. This procedure can be best described as A. Industrial action, B. Arbitration, C. Industrial relations, or D. Work to rule. Good? The answer for number 38 is A. That's an example of industrial action. Number 39. A country which has a president as its head of state is known as A. Proletariat, B. Oligarchy, C. Monarchy, D. Republic. The answer for number 39 is D as in dog, a republic. Number 40. The document which established the Caribbean community, including the common market, was signed on A. January 26, 1970, B. July 4, 1973, C. August 1, 1973, or D. May 1, 1974. The answer for number 40 is B. July 4, 1973. Number 41. The benefits of the Caribbean community to the people in the region include 1. Participation in common services such as UE and CXC. 2. Developing the same political parties. 3. Understanding the culture of the region. Or 4. The creation of a regional identity. So the best combination of answers is B. That is participation in common services such as UE and CXC. 3. Understanding the culture of the region. And 4. Creation of a regional identity. Good. Question 42 now. CARICOM governments seek to be self-sufficient. This cannot occur by A. Producing most of the food now imported, B. Distributing seedlings and plants to all members, C. Promoting the development of agriculture in rural areas, or D. Importing food. The answer for 42 is D. Importing food. Number 43. Integration within the Caribbean is seriously being hindered by which of the following? 1. Self-protectionism. 2. Size and development of member states. 3. Diversification of culture. 4. Dependence on foreign enterprise. So the best combination of answers for question 43 is B. Self-protectionism, size and development of member states, and dependence of foreign enterprise. Question 44. The development of physical resources in the Caribbean is mainly hampered by which of the following? 1. Absence of financial resources. 2. Limited manpower. 3. Lack of technology. 4. Overpopulation of a country. So the best combination of answers for question 44 is B. Absence of financial resources and lack of technology. So that hampers physical resources, development of physical resources in the Caribbean. Question 45. Which of the following are associate institutions of CARICOM? 1. Caribbean Development Bank. 2. Caribbean News Agency. 3. Caribbean Law Institute. 4. University of the West Indies. So the best combination of answers for question 45 is B as in boy. That is Caribbean Development Bank, Caribbean Law Institute, and University of the West Indies. Great. Question 46 now. Which of the following economic activities is responsible for the common heritage of Caribbean people? A. Cocoa production. B. Rum production. C. Petroleum production. Or D. Sugar production. So the answer for question 46 is D. Sugar production. Question 47. Which of the following combinations best describes regional attempts at economic integration? 1. Caribbean Basin Initiative. 2. CARIFTA. 3. CARICOM. 4. Shiprider Agreement. The best combination of answers for question 47 is C. That is CARIFTA and CARICOM. Great. Question, big up yourself, Kevran. Question 48. Which is the most likely to affect the quality of human resources? A. Increase in number of nature parks. B. Attention paid to pollution issues. C. Raising salaries of low-skilled workers. or D, increase in secondary and tertiary institutions. Answer for number 48 is increase in secondary and tertiary institutions. Number 49. When a country has national sovereignty, it A, has the freedom to act independently, B, bans religious education in schools, C, attaches more importance to army and navy, or D, chooses its own king and queen. So the answer for question 49 is A, has the freedom to act independently. That's when you know that a country is sovereign. Question 50. The cabinet of a country has responsibility for A, running the day-to-day affairs of the state, B, selecting the mayor of a city, C, paying the salary of its prime minister, or D, appointing the country's chief justice. Some of these answer suggestions are just ridiculous, so it makes the questions very easy. So the answer for question 50 is A, running the day-to-day affairs of the state. Remember that the cabinet is the executive and they are responsible for setting policy and also running the day-to-day affairs of a country. Question 51. We're almost through. Oh, we're getting there. 51. Which of the following statements is true? The A, the parliamentary secretary is head of the civil service. B, the permanent secretary appoints civil servants. C, the attorney general is the chief law officer of the state. Or D, the prime minister is the head of state of a republic. Answer for question 51 is C, the attorney general is the chief law officer of the state. Right? And the attorney general in Jamaica is Marlene Malahou Fort, if you didn't know. Question 52. In 1948, the UWI was established as a college of the University of A, Birmingham, B, Oxford, C, London, D, Cambridge. Answer for 52 is C, London. 53. Which of the following would be the greatest hindrances to regional migration in CARICOM areas? 1, unavailability of jobs. 2, insular thinking. 3, language difference. 4, trading restrictions. The best combination of answers is A, that is unavailability of jobs and insular thinking. Good. 54. Procreation is the term used for A, reproducing children, B, schooling children, C, educating children, D, rearing children. So the answer for 54, procreation, is reproducing children. 55. Which of the following are shareholders of the Caribbean Development Bank? 1, CARICOM states. 2, Mexico. 3, Panama. 4, the United Kingdom. So the best combination is C, that is CARICOM states, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. Great. 56. Which of the following can be considered to be the effects of an aging population? 1, an increase in vagrancy. 2, dependence on the young labor force. 3, static views on society. 4, an increase in social welfare. Best combination of answers is D, that is dependence on the young labor force and an increase in social welfare. Good. 57. Which of the following factors is least likely to be a cause of unemployment? A, mechanization of industry. Reduced capital in the industry, that's B. C, a wage freeze. And D, downturn in the economy. Number 57, the answer is C, wage freeze. Number 58, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, or in short OECS, came into existence on A, July 4, 1981, B, August 1, 1981, or C, July 4, 1983, or D, August 1, 1983? The answer for question 58 is A, July 4, 1981. Question 59. The greatest asset of a country is its A, natural resources, B, petroleum industry, C, human resources, or D, industrial growth. So the greatest asset of any country is C, it's human resources. Alright, so for number 60 now, you're going to answer this last one. I'm about 5 minutes away. You're going to answer this last one in the comments for question 60. Ready? Question 60 says, lack of sufficient resources to support the demands of a nation's population is known as. Lack of sufficient resources to support the demands of a nation's population is known as A, depopulation, B, overpopulation, C, underpopulation, or D, population density. What's the answer for number 60? Text the answer in the comments. Number 60, lack of sufficient resources to support the demands of a nation's population is known as A, depopulation, B, as in boy, overpopulation, C, underpopulation, or D, as in dog, population density. What's the answer for question 60? Yes, Keely, you are correct. So the answer for number 60 is B, overpopulation. That's the answer for number 60. Alright, again, guys. B, yes, Abby, overpopulation. You are correct. Very good. Queen Nuts, yes, Amanda, you are correct. That's B, overpopulation. Yes. So thank you again, guys, for joining the live, and remember that I had asked for anyone who had soft copy of multiple choice items should email them to me. Up to date, I have not received any. If you have any soft copy that you can email, or if you have any way you scan or take the picture and you can send it to me by email, send it and I will post them on the story, and then I do another live and we go through the answers. So you need a lot of practice with multiple choice items, because the exam is going to be multiple choice items only. So the more practice you get, you will be familiar with the questions, because CSEC tend to repeat questions. And also, yes, Kevin, you are correct. Yes, you are correct, Kevin. Alright? And also, too, you can learn how to answer multiple choice items by identifying distractors and make the answers easier. So, yes, Kevin, you are correct. And although you're under some girl name, Jamelia Clark. Clarks are probably a sister. Yes, Amanda, send them by email. The Social Studies Whiz at yahoo.com. The Social Studies Whiz at yahoo.com. So that's my email. Thank you again. Bye. Remember to stay indoors, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Alright? Bye for now.